Hi, my name is Gabe Evens, and welcome to Jazz Moments. I'm going to show you how to get started with strides piano playing. In strides piano, your left hand is moving in quarter notes, alternating between roots or other chord tones and chords to basically give you a complete accompaniment, allowing the right hand to be completely free to do either the melody or improvise or whatever else you want to do with it. I'm going to use as an example a song called Lulu's Back in Town. So the chords for this song are basically, I'm in the key of E flat major. We start on the dominant 6, and we go through the cycle of fourths. So I'm playing roots in my left hand and guide tones in my right hand. And I could start in this inversion or this inversion. And by the way, I have another video on guide tone voicings if you're confused how I'm forming this, but essentially these are just thirds and sevenths, and I'm moving with the best voice leading I possibly can. So F7, B flat 7, and then to E flat major 6, or major 7. So that's kind of the chords for Lulu's Back in Town again. So it's and then we go to the 4, A flat major, A diminished, E flat major with the B flat in the bass, to the 6 again, to C, and then F dominant. So a 2-5-1, but with the dominant, the 2 as a dominant chord instead of minor. So those are my chords. Now, basically, strides is I'm going to play my root and the chord like that as quarter notes. So root, chord, root, chord. Now notice I'm not going to go to the F7 down here. I'm going to do the one that follows best from where my C7 was. My C7 was here. My F7 inverts. And it inverts to get to the B flat, so I'm going to get that sound. Okay? I repeat that. Now my A flat major. There's my A flat major chord, my 7 and my 3. Diminished. My E flat major with the B flat in the bass, and I'll just play my guide tones here. C7, F7, B flat 7, and I need to get back to C for my next A section. I can just walk down D7, D flat 7, okay? So. Okay, now sometimes I'm playing this root for the C chord, sometimes I jump down and play that. A lot of people, when they start playing strides, they think that the hand has to make these massive jumps all the time for it to be authentic or sound good, so you end up with which is a long distance for the left hand to have to travel. and it makes it much more difficult. My experience is that if you just every now and then play a nice low root and jump up, that will give the illusion and the sound of kind of covering a lot of territory in the bass register. The difficult thing about playing strides is that the left hand has to jump a lot. So I suggest when you practice playing strides, you practice just the left hand by itself. And you practice chord by chord. So let's say we're going to do, that's pretty easy because that's a closed position there. C. This is more difficult. I have to get from this C7 to my root. So what would I do? I would just practice just that movement, and then I would practice the three together, staying relaxed. You don't want to be stiff when you do this. So, and now I have to get from my F to my F bass to my chord, and shed that for a while. You can try doing it with your eyes closed. That's much more difficult. If you can do that with your eyes closed, then you really get a good feel of the piano. Stay relaxed, and then I have to get from my F chord to my B flat root. And in that way, you practice in very small chunks. It's a good way to get this under your fingers. Now, I'm playing a song which has 2 chords for each measure in general, which makes it easy. I don't have to pick any notes in between my roots. But let's say there were 1 chord per measure. Well, you can, just like a half-note bass line with a chord in between, you can use your roots, and then you can go to your 5th. So let's say I'm on a C dominant for 1 measure. I could do like that. So strides take a lot of practice to get the hand moving comfortably and to have freedom in your right hand. The last thing I want to say is that many of the great stride players, stride piano players, were able to reach a 10th. And many of us cannot reach a 10th, myself included. There are, if you want that sound, there are some ways around that. One is you can quickly roll it. That kind of sound. Yeah. That's pretty hard to do. Another thing you can do is you can use your right hand on occasion to help do that. A tune like, say, St. Louis Blues. So we could do something like this. See, my thumb kind of walks down there in the 10ths. And I can even fill it out with my left hand to make complete voicings. Or we can go up and back down. But first, just getting that movement happening. This is I say this in a lot of my videos, but this is something that you don't learn how to do in a few weeks. You start learning how to do it. And over months and months and years of practice, you get fluency and freedom in your hands. And if your hand can jump around easily, know the know that part of the piano without a problem, it's incredibly beneficial for your solo piano playing in general. You start getting, it's much easier to play broken strides and other feels like that. So thank you very much for watching, and have a nice day.